When I began my investigations, I didn't have a big plan. I was simply looking for a way to help my children improve in school. As an electronics technician, I understood circuits and frequencies. I thought that if we can tune a radio to capture a clear signal, maybe we could do something similar with the human brain. This curiosity led me to study psychology and hypnosis. And that was when I came across the concept of brainwave frequencies. I discovered that the brain, just like an electronic device, operates at different cycles per second. Most of us spend the day in beta, a high frequency of about 20 cycles per second, which is useful for alertness, but also linked to stress and tension. I wanted to find a more efficient and peaceful frequency. My research showed that there is a far more productive mental state, the alpha level, which operates between 7 and 14 cycles per second. It is the state we naturally enter, right before falling asleep or upon waking up. In this state, the mind becomes calmer, more receptive, and incredibly creative. I observed that only about 10% of the population functions naturally at this frequency, and these were the healthiest, most intuitive, and most successful people. They seemed to avoid accidents and make the right decisions. The other 90% operating in beta dealt with more psychosomatic health problems and failures. My question then became, how can we train these 90% so they can also consciously access the alpha level and use their full potential? It is a pleasure to share some of this knowledge with you. Before we continue, let me know in the comments which city or country you are watching from. I love seeing how far these ideas reach. The first step to reaching the alpha level is surprisingly simple. Closing your eyes may seem basic, but there's a technical reason for it. The sense of sight is the only one that forces the brain to operate at the high frequency of 20 cycles per second. The beta state. All visual processing keeps the left hemisphere highly active, preventing the frequency from slowing down. When we close our eyes, we disconnect this constant stimulus. This frees the brain, allowing it to slow down and enter lower, more productive frequencies, such as alpha and even theta. It is like taking your foot off the accelerator. You are not going to sleep, but you are no longer in a state of alertness either. You are entering the middle ground, the ideal state for the mental work we are about to do. With your eyes closed, the next step is to relax the body and mind. These two are directly connected. You cannot have a tense body and a calm mind. And the opposite is also true. Any distraction or physical tension prevents the brain from reducing its frequency. That is why I developed a countdown technique that works like a mental gym. Sit comfortably in a quiet place, take a few deep breaths, and begin slowly counting to yourself from 100 down to 1. With each number, allow yourself to enter a deeper and healthier level of relaxation. There is no need to force anything. Just let it happen. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders, your forehead, your hands. This process of progressive relaxation calms the mind and naturally guides the brain into the alpha frequency. Now that you are relaxed, we will create your main working tool, the mental screen. It is not just vague imagination, but a specific place within your mental dimension. Imagine a large screen, like a movie screen, about 2 meters in front of you. It is important that it is not at eye level, but slightly above tilted at an angle of approximately 20 degrees. This screen is your private laboratory, the space where you will project your visualizations to create the reality you desire. At first, it may appear a bit dark or blurry, but with practice, it will become clear and vivid. It is on this screen that you will begin exercising the abilities of the right hemisphere of your brain, visualization and imagination. With your mental screen in place, the secret exercise is to practice visualization in a vivid and sensory way. Many people believe visualization means simply seeing an image, but that is incomplete. True creative visualization involves all your senses to make the experience real to your subconscious. Let's do a quick test. Project on your mental screen the image of an orange. Don't just see it. Make the image three-dimensional. Feel the texture of the peel in your hands. Imagine yourself peeling the orange and smell the citrus aroma spreading through the air. Bring a slice to your mouth and notice the sweet taste and juice. Feel the difference. When you engage multiple senses, your mind no longer distinguishes between what is real and what is vividly imagined. Now, let's go a step beyond visualization. Let's use imagination. There is a fundamental difference. To visualize is to recall or recreate something that already exists, while to imagine is to create something new to modify reality on your mental screen. When you operate from the right hemisphere at the alpha level, your imagination becomes a creative force. If in your problem there is a closed door, Imagine a key in your hand and open that door. If the path ahead looks dark, imagine a powerful light illuminating everything. This is the moment when you stop being a mere spectator of your problems and become the director of your own solution. You are not simply reorganizing what you already know, you are introducing new elements, planting the seeds of the reality you wish to manifest. This ability to create and modify on your mental screen is the key to programming. At the alpha level, you can use the screen to solve specific problems. The method is straightforward. First, think of the problem as it is. Then, project that situation onto your screen and examine it for a moment. Next, move that image aside, and in the center of the screen project the scene of the solution, not the process, but the final result, as if it has already happened. If you are looking for a job, do not visualize yourself sending resumes. See yourself in the new company, sitting at your new desk, feeling the joy and satisfaction of the work you are doing. Feel the emotions of already having achieved your goal, because thought without emotion has no energy. If you are understanding how this works and want to learn more Silva Method techniques, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments if you have ever had any experience with visualization or intuition. A crucial detail for this programming to work is the language you use with your own mind. Both in affirmations and in visualizations, everything must be formulated in the present tense. Do not say, "I will have health." Instead say, "I have a perfectly healthy body and mind." The subconscious does not understand future or past. It only comprehends the now. By projecting your desire as an already accomplished fact, you are giving a direct order, clear instruction, so it begins working toward that reality. If you say, "I want," the mind understands that it must continue in a state of wanting. If you say, "I have," the mind works so that you may have. I remember a student who was unsure about making an important change in her career. She used the technique to program a dream that would bring her a solution. Before sleeping, while in her alpha level, she asked for clarity. That night, she dreamed that she was walking through a long hallway with many closed doors, but one at the end was slightly open, and from it came a warm, welcoming light. Upon awakening, she understood the symbolic message. The open door represented a new business opportunity she had been hesitant to explore. She followed her intuition, and that decision resulted in a very positive change in her professional life. The mind always gives us answers. We just need to learn to ask and to listen at the correct level. For this exercise to work, you must believe it is possible. If you repeat an affirmation, but deep down you doubt it, you will sabotage the process. Doubt is like pressing the brake while accelerating. That is why I suggest starting with small, believable goals. Instead of trying to visualize $1 million by tomorrow, start with something like easily finding a parking space or solving a minor issue at work. As you achieve these small successes, your confidence and your belief system becomes stronger. Every positive result serves as proof to your mind that the technique works, making it increasingly easier and faster to manifest bigger goals. Another important rule is to always focus on the positive. The mind works with the dominant image you give it. Do not say, "I don't want to get sick," or "I am not overweight." By doing so, the dominant words are sick and overweight. Instead, affirm, "I am full of health and energy," or "I maintain my ideal weight in a healthy way." Give your mind a clear and positive image of what you want to achieve. Project on your mental screen the image of health, vitality, and success. Focus all your mental energy on the desired result, not on the absence of the problem. This directs your creative faculties toward the right destination from the start. Also remember the geography of your mental dimension. This may sound unusual, but it works. When you are on your mental screen, the past is usually perceived to your right, the present in the center, and the future to your left. If you are analyzing a problem that has already happened, visualize it on the right. The present situation, place it in the center. And most importantly, when you project the solution, the results you want to create projected to the left, in the area of the future. By doing so, you instruct the mind not only what to create, but where to manifest that future reality. Many people ask me how long they should practice. The answer is that consistency is more important than duration. Just 5 to 10 minutes of daily practice at the alpha level can begin to undo years of negative and limiting programming. Do not get discouraged if results do not show up overnight. For Somyavas, there are many layers of old beliefs to overcome, but I assure you that with patient and persistent practice, you'll begin to notice changes first in your inner calm and mental clarity, and then in small coincidences and opportunities that will start appearing in your life, aligned with what you have been programming. I want you to understand that this is not a mystical trick or magical thinking. It is a tool. The alpha level is a natural brain state accessible to everyone. Visualization and imagination are mental faculties we all possess. What my method does is simply teach you to use these tools consciously and deliberately for a specific purpose. Instead of letting the mind wander aimlessly, trapped in the stress of the beta level, you'll learn to direct it, to focus your energy, and to connect with the creative dimension of the right hemisphere. It is a training, and like any training, it requires practice to become skilled. The key to all of this is the integration of the two brain hemispheres. The left, logical and analytical, which we use in the physical world, and the right, intuitive and creative, which connects to the mental dimension. Most people live using only the left hemisphere, trying to solve everything through effort and logic, and end up running into walls like blindfolded travelers with no direction. When you learn to enter alpha and use visualization, you build a bridge between the two. You use the creativity of the right hemisphere to generate the solution, and the logic of the left hemisphere to act in the physical world and make it real. This is how we become complete and fully functional human beings. Therefore, the secret exercise is this. Set aside time every day. Close your eyes, relax, using the countdown, and enter your alpha level. Activate your mental screen and practice sensory visualization. Imagine what you desire not as a distant hope, but as a present reality. Feel the emotion of already having achieved what you want. Turn this into a habit. Just as you train your body at the gym, train your mind. Over time, you will discover that you are capable not only of solving problems, but of actively creating the life you desire. Luck is not something that happens to you. It is something you can generate from the inside out. To practice these techniques and learn more about the Silva method, subscribe to the channel. Remember, it is practice that brings results.